Hey, what's up, guys? We're back getting into game two. Um, so if you missed it, we were just
Rolled
streaming
in.
the Rocket League team who won their series 3-1. Meanwhile, League of Legends started their series versus Lourdes and took game one in commanding fashion, from what I've heard. Marceline
Yes,
was a big part of that. So,
for sure.
so what were the comps looking like? How'd the game go? Stuff like that. Give us some insight because
Oh, well, they took my rel in game one. So bot lane, actually, top lane got counterpicked, set into Scion, but Anaya, as always, is just better and rolled them horrendously. And then mid lane was Xerath Nefiri, with us having Nefiri, and Jakimbo plays a lot of Xerath, so he
oh,
kind of
Justin.
knows. Yeah, so he knows kind of the ins and outs of Xerath and what counters him, so he went the dog into him. And it was kind of brutal as well for that poor Xerath, getting ran down every second I look at the kill feed. And then
Yeah.
bot lane was honestly kind of boring. We were Kaisa Janna into an Ashe Rel, which realistically should have ran us down, but the Rel was just really scared. So we got to just sit there and poke them to death.
Nice, nice. So, what kind of lanes or matchups are we looking at that kind of have a bigger rank disparity, or in game one didn't go too well for Lords?
Well, there is just like a huge rank disparity in our teams.
Yeah.
Honestly, they have one emerald and then the rest are like bronze and silvers. So it's kind of brutal on that front. Um, but I also feel like there's like a level of in like team play where rank matters a little bit less because you can like it is team play. So you can kind of get around stuff like that more. But um they were out CS'd in like by Valpo the entire time, and it was just kind of like not good. So we just kind of beat them on all fronts.
Yeah, so our lineup going into this game is, let's actually check real quick. Anaya, Chance, oh, Blake, and Jacob, and then um,
David.
it's like Shadow Spark. I'll see David. Sorry, there's like 70 people, so sometimes connecting the tags and the names tough. As we see that Zach ban, definitely going for Chan. Says that's kind
Oh,
of a good pick. And the Kaisa getting banned from
guys,
game
it gets
one.
banned this time. Yeah.
So bot lane must have done pretty well.
Yeah.
And we see the Echo and Diana ban coming out for Valpo against Lords so far.
I mean, I know we wanted to ban Diana because their team comp is very the only game they've ever won is just full dive, like dive support, dive jungle, dive top, and we just want to get rid of all of their dive because it seems to be the only thing they can play are really simple comps and things where it's just kind of you go in and slap your keyboard and call it a day and everyone's dead.
Yeah, I know their top laner played a lot of Malphite, so that was something I was looking for because I saw that was the only champion that I saw us talking about in the chat all day. um, but both top laners, as Anaya is also very good on Malphite. Even though we have the first pick, still deciding to ban it out. Maybe looking for something else. See Graves ban coming out.
Graves is just an annoying champ in general, so it's just kind of like why give them that? Because their jungler plays like well
Looks
oh that's us that's their ban. I don't
it's their ban against us.
oh
I've seen
yeah
Chance play a little bit of Graves just in solo queue,
yeah
so maybe they just don't like playing Grave against Graves, and they saw that. So
yeah maybe because they literally picked Graves last game. That's kind of interesting.
we
And I
got
knew he was gonna pick Maokai. Yeah.
Maokai Flex.
No, it's Maokai. Uh, Jungle. I'm pretty sure.
I got an invite, and it was not from one of our players. I thought we might have made a new lobby. Um,
Oh no.
so Maokai is a champion that can get kind of played support, jungle, top lane. I'm not necessarily sure if all of our players in those roles can do it, but Lord's going to be unsure where that Maokai's going.
Oh, for sure. But they might assume it's jungle again because it was that way last time.
Did Chance play jungle game one?
No, it was Nolan.
Yeah. Okay.
So different person, same
Okay.
character.
Well, I was like, if it was the same person, they could like probably assume a little more, but because it's a different person,
Yeah, that
maybe a
would
little
mess him
less.
up.
I don't know.
Also, their support going with another engage. Maybe this time they'll be able to play it.
He's not a big fan of Lourdes bot support duo.
Listen. I got mad beef with them. Okay. Wait, it's not like they're listening. It's
Hey, no, we
fine.
got a lot of fans here. We got to keep our competitive integrity. You know,
Oh, we
we
do.
yeah we're I mean, of course, we're always a little biased, but you know, we do our best.
Okay, well,
So
but genuinely, the Rel did not play the game last time. So like,
so draft might not be working.
hmm,
Might remake draft.
it looks like
We'll
it's
pull this off screen and see what's going on. Well, anyways, right now for certain the Maokai, the Ash, and the Nautilus are gonna stay. Um,
Valpo picking Thresh. Not really that surprising with David on the team. That's like his bread and butter.
okay, so it looks like we have a Yasuo in that B2 slot, and then Thresh coming out B3. So the draft wall bugging a little bit, but so that empty spot there is going to be a Yasuo. Very curious about that because I know Jacob Dreadful, our bot laner, always talks about
Desperately
playing
wants to play
Yasuo.
that. Yeah.
So typically you see that mid top lane, but I wouldn't be very surprised if we see that in the bot lane.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it personally, but you know, it's like he's trying to have good. Um, and Ari Ari is red 3. So draft wall is not very accurate right now.
It's a
Okay, looks like they
disaster.
didn't get a pick in time. So the Lissandra is an Ari, and the B2 is a Yasuo. Um, wow, we are okay. So it's a Lissandra ban and an Ari
Pick.
pick, so they just swapped them.
Hmm.
Um, honestly, I think we just wait till incline draft and we'll be right back because this is very confusing, not only for us, so I'm sure it is for the viewer too. So we'll
Yeah.
be right back with incline draft and then get headed into the game. All right, so we're back with the actual draft. Um,
It'll be right this time.
yeah, it'll be right this time. So Lords rank wise, it looks like they're best players in the jungle. His Emerald kind of with a silver gold supporting cast from top and then mid through support. So I think the beginning of their draft will be the same, and then the wheels kind of fell off in the draft wall, and I couldn't keep up. Um, so same bands coming out. As we said, their junglers probably their best players. So not only the dive comp that we were talking about, as they can both dive very well, but also those carry junglers too.
Carry junglers with the full dive team. Yeah. Ash
Yeah.
support probably do enable the jungle a bit more.
And
Or the
Malphite,
Ash ADC.
Malphite just having the R button automatically makes him a scary champion. Because
Yeah.
you don't have to be like super skilled at the game just to be able to like Malphite all someone and have huge impact in team fights. We see Ornn coming out from Anaya. Very safe scaling pick. Really excited to see that as Ornn's kind of a pick who's really always solid in the meta, has great team fighting, has those Ornn upgrades coming late into the game, kind of having that scaling insurance for us later in the game as we see Poppy coming out from top lane, having some CC, some peel. Viego, the carry jungler, of course. With the Yuumi support, as we might see that Yuumi switch over to the Viego at some point during the game. Oh no, I think it's Nautilus. Yeah, you're right. Why are people hovering champions that they not pick? Yeah, I think it's Nautilus, but their mid lane is gonna pick here. So it's the Ahri versus Tristana. Um, so Blake, not Justin here in the mid lane, feeling very confident going into this Ahri as Tristana can kind of go crazy in the early game. Does a ton of damage to turrets, has really great wave clear. But early game is going to be able to poke out the Ahri, do a lot of damage. As long as they can kind of avoid that charm, they'll be pretty safe too. So a little bit of an interesting pick coming out from the mid lane for Valpo. As we do see that Maokai confirmed in the jungle as well. Liss and Talia ban. As it looks like they assumed that Tristana might have been going bot lane, although we don't, I guess, have the order. Two more carry junglers getting banned out against Lourdes here. And that Yasuo is going in the bot lane. Okay, yeah, so they probably assumed the Yasuo is mid, Trist was bot, and they got those two mid bans out. Um, so we got Yasuo's Thresh from the bot lane. Persh, we got a lot of really exciting lanes. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on bot lane and mid lane. Top lane might be a little boring.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this draft? How do you feel?
I feel like if Nautilus misses the hook, it's kind of over for Ash. And
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
if he doesn't hold it for Peel, because I don't think Nautilus can go in at all in this lane, just because the second he goes in, it's over for Ash, because Ash has no mobility against Yasuo. Tristana, I feel like it's just gonna be a free for all for her for a bit against the Ahri. Ornn and Poppy are just well, knowing Anaya, she's not gonna vibe. She's probably gonna roll the Poppy or try her best to, because Anaya's kind of like she gets stuff done. She's a woman of action.
Yeah, Ornn kind of does go crazy in lane with some of those trades and does have a little more kill power than a lot of people expect.
Yeah, it's like surprising. And I feel like Poppy's more of like a defensive champion and she's more for like anti-engage. I feel like she could play it off so that she does get into Ornn, but it's kind of like I feel like it's a skill matchup top lane for sure.
Yeah. We'll be getting into our 3 minute delay here. For League of Legends, we have to have that 3 minute delay because you can get a lot of information if the stream is live. Um, so in that bot lane, we also have that Yasuo wind wall we got to be careful with too, as Nautilus isn't able to really hook through that.
And Nautilus always has that guaranteed auto stun. So if Yasuo does go on Ash, he could just auto her or auto the Yasuo and kind of give Ash some space.
Yeah. Um, I'm really excited to watch this mid lane and bot lane though. As far as the jungle matchup, Viego definitely wins in a straight up duel against Maokai. We'll see if Viego kind of tries and farms up and builds his gold lead that way, or what kind of impact he'll have on the map early. Tristana before jump is an extremely susceptible gank, and Yasuo before Thresh gets that lantern is also pretty susceptible, as he can kind of only E forward most of the time. Um, but yeah, look out for this Viego, see if he's able to. Even top lane has some gank set up too. A lot of gank set up for this Viego.
Which is
Um,
kind of what you would expect is for them to enable their strongest player.
yeah. So I mean, Naught's gonna have to be able to hit that hook, or hit that charm, Poppy knock him into the wall, and that's gonna kind of have to be key to their success for this Viego getting ahead.
Yeah.
As
And in team fights, they could have really gnarly CC chains,
yeah,
which can be kind of brutal, especially for like a low range bot lane. And well, you really only have Tristana as ranged, so that might actually be kind of a problem later in the team fight stage.
yeah. As far as knockups for Yasuo, we got Thresh Flay, Thresh Hook, Maokai Q, Ornn obviously with a huge ultimate, able to knock a lot of people up, especially if they fight in kind of like a corridor or in the jungle. Um, kind of concerned for like the late game phase if Valpo is not able to get ahead, but they also do have the Ornn items too. Um, but Valpo kind of playing some aggressive picks for sure that we don't typically see. So I'm really interested to see how it plays out. Also, Blake in the mid lane, as we usually see Justin in there, is going to be exciting to see him play. Um, and then David coming in new, and then Chance coming in as well. So excited to see some of these players who don't always get play time too. So you're almost done with the spectator delay.
And I doubt they'll invade, even though I feel like with this comp they really could, because Valpo just never invades.
Yeah, that's lame. I always invade.
I also always invade. Like, why not? What could
Yeah.
possibly go
What's the
wrong?
worst that could happen?
Team kill? It'll be fine. It's early.
Yeah.
And also, if they were to get more ahead early, it would just be so beneficial.
Yeah.
So I think this would be an invade angle if we did that, but we do not.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Lords if they invade or not, because Ash's invade is kind of nutty with her slow, in my opinion. It's like a sleeper invade
No, if
pick.
Valpo stacks though with the Ornn, get a 5-man knockup,
Oh, that would be huge.
that'd be crazy. Um, I feel like Lords would really want to invade here just to kind of have that level 1 cheese, try and get them an early lead.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see what happens. So we are still loading into the game here.
So it looks like they may be thinking about an invade here, actually. No. Actually?
So Lord's kind of going for a 5-point here.
Oh, is there a flash? Thresh flashing onto the Ash, getting her flash out early.
Sorry, just setting up the stream a little bit, but we're good to go now. Ash losing her flash is a big cooldown though. Um,
Considering she's immobile.
yeah, especially with all the CC that Thresh and Maokai have too. Nautilus can provide a little bit of peel, but it doesn't have a lantern like Thresh does. See a deep ward, able to see where Maokai's starting. And also a ward on their own blue buff, just in case. See both junglers starting in the top side. Movement speed jungle item from both junglers as well. Pretty standard. No, as far as starting items, runes, pretty standard all around.
Looks like Tristana's already chunking Ari, and they're both even
Yeah.
now.
No, it looks like Viego's currently starting on a full clear or maybe a 3 camp, but if I were him, you really got to be looking mid lane before Tristana gets her jump level 3, or even sometimes level 2 if you're worried about it. See Poppy getting a solid trade-off because she hits level 2 first. So you see Viego starting the Raptors here, revealing his position as well with his E.
Naya doing pretty good even though she's a level down.
Yeah, she really needs to hit level 2 to be able to trade in a fair situation.
But the health stack will make it even.
Gets the
Oh, and
bonk.
it's looking, yeah, it's looking very even up there.
You see mid lane and top lane already burning through their pots. Ari still has hers though. If you're not here, you got to be very careful you don't get dived here. Does know that the Viego started topside moving down a bot, but with Poppy building up this big wave, you got to be really careful. Looks like she might have enough health though. But even if you trade 1 for 1, definitely would be losing for top lane. See Viego finishing out his full clear. Are you able to play in front of the minions now? Tristana, you really want to stand able to sidestep the charm. It's the full E charge off. So we see Poppy decides to recall instead of going for a risky dive. Best matchup for Blake mid lane is really going to be if he gets hit by that charm or not. So good by him sidestepping that one. Both junglers posturing around the bot side. Doesn't look like too much going to happen as both of them got the full clear in.
Poppy jump.
See if we get a flash
Oh,
in here.
both flashes out.
Both flash
and
and he lives. As we see Ari with the TP not having Ignite to be able to secure that kill, and Tristana's just going to be able to back and TP back. Very aggressive play by Maokai. Able to get it.
With the assist on the Tristana.
I cannot believe Tristana still got an assist there. As well. Oh,
And the TP
I was like,
back.
does he have his W up? Chance with a very aggressive play, playing off very well. That's just really knowing his limits, his champion, what he's able to do early game. So Chance getting first blood here with the assist going to Tristana while she's still in base, able to spend that extra gold on the attack speed item. I forget what it's called. Recurve bow or something? Bow.
Recurve bow?
Yeah, recurve bow. See Poppy starting off with boots.
Oh, and then that hook, we should have just gone for the hit into the hook. And it's just kind of, yeah. I don't know what that flash was.
Ash kind of abandoned that fight too. It looked like it was Valpo favored, but you know.
It was still turnable, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she kind of just dipped.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm out. I'm not trying to die.
And
so we see jump already used, sidestepping a lot. Doesn't have flash from that previous encounter.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. No. To feel safe using that jump, you really want to have some vision down there too. As once you lose your jump and you don't have flash, extremely easy gank. As Viego's just kind of able to hold his W and chill. Naya with a good trade.
Some deep vision without maybe knowing where Viego is, because Viego's heading there right now.
What are your thoughts on this CS lead, specifically in the bot lane?
I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's really good though, but I felt like their bot lane was kind of passive last time, but they especially have to be passive now that they don't have the lead. And
yeah.
If they get caught, it's just kind of over. So it's kind of, they have no other choice really.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the camera on the bot lane the whole time, but just from watching that fight, it seems like the Ashe was like playing a little scared and extremely passive. But being down 30 CS against a melee champion early game, like, yeah. You got to be playing pretty passive and definitely
also,
not great.
Yeah, I do feel like Yasuo lanes are kind of hard for ADCs with the wind wall, but especially if they have engage, it's just very hard. But you can, like, it's completely playable. But I feel like she should be a little bit more aggressive. Like, I understand playing safe against him, but he's like alone right now. Like, this Nautilus should totally go in and do something here.
Yeah, they also don't have any vision, but now they see they got the dragon. But kind of from this point forward, she's gonna kind of have to play passive now because of
Yeah.
that huge gold advantage and item lead.
Like, that was kind of her moment right there. He wasn't level 6 yet.
Yeah. No, it looks like that kind of moment has passed now. They're not really gonna have the opportunity to play aggressive much.
No. That's why vision is really important. Because they probably just thought Thresh was sitting in a bush or something.
Yeah. No, you being a support player, you really understand that vision too, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Yasuo gets hit with the charm. He's tanking. That's a little
Oh,
too much.
miscalculates the tank a little bit. Pretty big. I was gonna say pretty big overextension on Valpo, but able to trade back for the one for one. A lot of summoners used, but Thresh does have that Hex Flash, still able to get the play. Yasuo getting the ultimate, getting the Ignite down. Little miscalculation on how much turret damage that was gonna do. See a Nai coming out with the ult, gets stopped by the Poppy push, but we see Maokai coming up. See the ult coming out from Maokai, might not be able to get there in time. Gotta be careful getting pushed back into the turret. And gets the root, still able to Q. See Orange staying in lane.
Well, Poppy has like no mana, so she.
Yeah. So Poppy ends up deciding to back. Gonna lose this wave without the TP. Anaya opts to stay. Works out pretty well for her. Thresh.
That's tragic. He got caught.
A little face check. Might be able to turn here with Tristana coming over as well.
This Viego really wants
Just kills the
him.
Viego in time before that auto goes through.
Ari knows.
Yeah, you got that ward.
Yeah.
Use the flash for it though. So Ari 3-1 having a majority of the gold here for Lourdes having all the kills. See Poppy peek in here. Probably not going to be able to do much as we have 3 people. 3 for 2. Does have flash, not able to get over to the wall. Just a little bit of a miscalculation from the Poppy there from Lourdes.
If this Thresh hits a hook here, this would be kind of huge. Or the Thresh, the Nautilus, sorry.
Yeah.
But now his time's kind of up. Thresh is back again.
I think we got a solid lead across the board for sure. Top lane, kill up, pretty even in CS. Jungle, kill up. Mid lane has that 25 CS lead, and then also
Bot lane is
the 2
like
assists.
2 times the CS.
And bot lane, yeah, huge CS lead.
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, got that full boots advantage, which is very helpful. See Viego in this bot lane. David's probably going to be able to spot him out here.
And he'll get away because of Mobies for sure. But I don't know if Yasuo
Viego hits the
will.
blast cone over though.
Oh, they're
Cam's
fighting?
probably going to go back
no, he
to
got
bot
hooked.
lane. Yasuo getting the ult down as we see Maokai coming in late with the
exhausted.
ultimate.
Oh, he should stay farther away.
Oh.
Yeah. He gets the kill, but he probably could have gotten
Yeah.
more. They don't see Ari.
Ooh, Tristana's TPing down though. Great dodge on the charm. Now I was curious if Tristana was going to jump up or down, but goes down with the team. Gets the flash. Great play by Thresh. I'm going to live from the turret.
Oh,
Oh!
the minion damage.
Barely dodged from the turret. I was like, oh, he's going to live really low, and then nope.
Nah, you gotta account for that minions.
Yeah. So Ari with a lot of kills on Lord's side. Viego getting a little behind though. Has been doing a great job farming, but hasn't really been able to win a lot of these early skirmishes. So that's tough to see for Lords, especially because that,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is kind of their win condition.
And especially since the Diego is getting these kills taken by like 1 HP.
Yeah.
They're getting away with the most minuscule of health.
Yeah.
It's kind of tragic to see.
Yep. So we see Dragon number 2 coming up as Valpo starts to move towards that. Nautilus trying to face check some vision, but Valpo has that vision control on the bot side. See Viego coming around, but Triss has Prio mid as well. Triss got to be careful for them rotating over. Gets her jump out. Top lane still kind of vibing, and I a little bit low. Ash Hawk Vision thing. We'll see that Valpo is taking a drag here. Decides not to contest as Nautilus is pretty low. Poppy with that intel though, able to get a deep ward on our blue buff.
I shouldn't have been there for sure. Nautilus isn't there, this is just a dive angle.
Yeah, great job by Valpo being aware that Nautilus is on her reset here. Able to just get an easy Yasuo wall and kill.
I feel like Ari and Viego have been in mid lane quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what they're kind of playing for. They feel like it's a very susceptible matchup, and wow.
But it's not. Oh,
Just doesn't get it. So great sidestep on the E, able to burn down the Ashe while she walks into tower range, but Viego barely able to close it out with the ultimate.
Gets the Tristana tower destruction power.
Yeah. With the plates still up, a lot of gold. Valpo, meanwhile, gets first start in the bot lane after killing the Ashe. Doesn't have the wave clear and using that Rift Herald. So Valpo doing a great job with these objectives, having 2 dragons, first Rift, and getting a lot of plates all around the map.
There are 3 control wards bot lane. That's a lot of control wards.
It's a really good vision setup for the dragon.
Yeah.
As we see one of them move up to the topside river.
Yeah.
It's the best way to see Pink Ward's eyes. You get replaced with another one in a better spot as Rift Herald's going to be the next objective coming up. You see Valpo doing a great job on vision, as I'm sure they did in game 1 as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you were playing support.
For sure. No, my vision just needs to be better for sure. I get a little distracted and I'm just like, I just want to keep fighting.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't want to waste money on pink wards when
Yeah,
I could be buying damage.
That's literally how I feel sometimes. I'm like, oh, I have to buy this thing.
I was like, I could buy a long sword or I could buy 2 pinks.
Yeah. Hard decision. It's
You
like
see,
it's like a moral dilemma when
yeah.
you're a support. It's like my obligation versus like the needs versus the wants.
Thresh with the Hex Flash gets hooked on Viego. Able to get out though unscathed. Yeah, I feel bad as a jungler not getting a pink ward, so you should probably feel bad.
And my economy's like the worst in the game, and I gotta get them. It's tragic.
So you see, getting that full burst off the E does way more damage than the Ari was expecting.
Tristana is just so far ahead of Ari in terms of damage.
Able to get.
And looks like Thresh got caught here for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, uses
Probably shouldn't have used the ultimate. But because Tristana gets that silico on the bot lane, there's no one really to respond to her pushing while everyone's kind of still playing around this Rift Herald.
I've also noticed that Thresh does go in jungle quite a bit, in the enemy jungle, which is, it's very daring sometimes, because you see him doing it right next to Viego. Like, I know he's got Mobies, so he's like okay most of the time, but Viego's a fast lad.
Yeah. So you see Malkyle able to catch one as they got vision
huge.
down here. Nautisol doing a great job of disengaging, not able to come up with much. Yeah, we saw Thresh almost in the top river, almost dying kind of from face checking, but I feel like sometimes that's what you got to do as a support is die for a noble cause.
Yeah, no.
Typically, you kind of want someone with you too, especially if you're playing a character like Janna.
Yeah. You can't just go willy-nilly.
Yeah, you can't be super
at least
independent.
Thresh has like self-peel, so
yeah,
that's why he can kind of do this stuff.
Yeah. Thresh as a character can kind of be a big boy and do his own thing, but sometimes you got to also remember your support.
Yeah.
You don't have the damage. Valpo able to pick up the second Rift Herald as they've been doing a lot of damage on these towers with the Tristana, able to get that secondary bot tower as well. You know, Lourdes not doing a great job of matching the Tristana, getting a lot of free hits in on turret.
Yeah, and also the vision score of 36 to 18 is brutal. Not like they really have much room to breathe to get wards, but Ashe uses arrow on what I would assume was Thresh, or just a really big whip.
Probably used it on Tristana and just went straight down the mid lane.
Oh, it went like up into jungle.
Oh, I missed it.
It was a wacky arrow.
I was watching the minimap, not the game, actually.
Like, Nautilus, if you hit that hook, what are you gonna do? Get Veigar to help you? I mean, maybe.
He's pretty speedy with that blue jungle item.
Oh, true. I didn't even think of that.
But the issue is they're all topside when drag is spawning. So they really need to be worried about this vision control on the bot river. But it looks like they just decided to give anyways, as that
Looks
8k.
like a 20-minute soul for Valpo, honestly.
Yeah, that 8k gold lead would not look well in a team fight. So.
Yeah. If they just drop Herald, they honestly might be able to end here. Like, if they really push it.
Yeah. Trying to see if Trist is looking for a split push or coming mid lane with the gang. As we see Poppy and Viego might look for a little flank here while Ornn is top without TP.
Questionable Nautilus soul.
Now we got a 5v4 here. It's probably going to be Lord's best chance at a team fight. Yasuo putting out a lot of damage along with the Tristana. Poppy still full health, kind of in the back. Didn't really find her in. So that was kind of be Lord's best chance at a team fight, 4v5, or not having TP. Poppy kind of just didn't really find her moment to go in there. And you can even make that a 3v5 with Poppy ultimate too. So probably would have been better to go in earlier than right now. But
yeah.
I'm not the one playing, so maybe I don't know.
You're not in on it.
Yeah.
They can definitely do Baron on spawn.
Yeah, and we see Ornn
low health.
picking up this top turret as well.
And this Nautilus is just running it down right now. Okay, he's done.
So we'll probably see a reset coming in from most members of Valpo. Naya just finishing up this wave here. Probably needs to get back pretty quick. Yeah, she'll be fine. Nautilus chasing up there with them. Yep, not able to get up with them. So mid and hip down, gonna be have those super minions push in mid lane, giving them constant prow in the mid lane. As our next objective coming up is Baron. Valpo position around there as we see Tristana moving towards mid bot side. Maybe not going for it on spawn. Tristana also does have TP though, so maybe just looking to split push. Are going to be coming in from the side here. Definitely a fight breaking out. We'll see if the TP comes through. TP from Poppy. So we'll see.
Oh, and then Yasuo also gets caught with that.
Tristana has a TP coming
Huge
through.
Jars, though. And the gold lead is just kind of showing right here.
You know, I don't think that was very well played by Valpo, but they're up so much gold that
it
doesn't
really
matter. You know, once you see that Poppy TP come in, Tristana should be immediately TPing as well when you have 11 kills. But the Yasuo just cooking because he has so much gold.
Yeah.
Oh, W follows through the jump. Oh, gets the hook. Nautilus might. Oh! There's too much happening. I can't react.
Yeah. I'm not that fast on the talking.
Yeah, and Valpo will get the ace as Poppy respawns, Ashe respawns. Might not be able to finish the game just yet, but we do have Soul coming up in a couple minutes, and also Baron is up right now.
Actually, I think they could end.
They're up 13k gold, so you definitely might be able to.
If this is the time where if they had a ranged ADC, they'd be able to end, because Yasuo just can't get in there under those towers.
They got a mid lane ADC. But 20 minutes in the game, we're seeing a lot of early respawns coming out still. They're kind of rotating through their team as they're kind of on split death timers. Kind of just trading back and forth as Valpo looks like they're going to decide to reset. Um, get some help from that Baron buff, and then also Soul coming up in a minute now.
Those towers are both so low though. That's kind of tragic.
Yeah. Maybe if they just hit, they win, but at the same time, the only way Lourdes really coming back is if you
Give them all your shutdown.
really overcommit and give them all your shutdown gold, let them ace you. Even then, they probably aren't even close in gold, but still don't want to risk it.
Yeah, shutdowns are how people get back into the game.
Yasuo has been doing a great job of maintaining that CS lead. Tristana, tons of turret damage, tons of kills. Up in farm as well. It's Maokai providing
Honestly,
a ton of peel.
you could really just give Soul and then go Baron, because if you just go Baron and then go mid, you win.
Yeah, looks like Lourdes is gonna want to go for this Baron while Valpo maybe tries to get a drag. They will see them clearing that vision. Taking it a little
They have a
slow.
slow without Ashe.
Looks like not all of Valpo's on the similar page here as Maokai decides to pull off the dragon. Able to get the Ornn out as they just get melted. No smite here yet as Viego's able to pick it up, but not many members able to keep the buff as we see Ornn TPing in. Recall might not get through. They get the Baron, but at a very large cost of the Nexus. As we will see Valpo closing out this game 2-0. Ornn, Anaya having a great time. These turrets are already pretty low. We're just going to close them out.
Yeah, that really was like a good call and kind of a slow call in Valpo, but just because they have so much gold.
Hey, they figured it out eventually.
Yeah, but if they were more even, that would have Valpo probably would have.
Yeah, if they all kind of came at the same time, it would have been easy. But I mean, they still
Yeah.
just kind of melted through their health bars. As
Yeah.
Valpo is going to be able to close out this game. So, gonna update the score line here. 2-0 for Valpo.
2-0, let's go.
As they improve to 5-1 on the season.
Yes.
4-1, 5. I think 5-1.
I think 5-1.
In the Great Lakes Esports Conference, typically we play these games on Saturdays, but it got rescheduled to today. But great showing by Valpo. This was a team we felt confident going into, but always just playing well and concise and seeing the team work.
Most of the time.
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
But playing well against teams that we feel like we can beat is really important too. Taking these games seriously. Well, game 2 we did have a Yasuo pick bot lane. But I'm guessing the players had a really good time. Me and Marceline are having a great time back in the
sure.
caster booth as well. Enjoying cheering on Valpo as we had Rocket League win tonight, League of Legends win tonight. So great night for Valpo Esports. But GG's to Lourdes, and I think we'll be signing off. So, yeah, thanks guys for tuning in.
Bye.